In KwaZulu-Natal has been discussing the future of suspended eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede. This follows last week's meeting in which the provincial leadership could not agree on Gumede's future. On Thursday, the Durban Commercial Crimes Court amended Gumede's bail conditions, allowing her to interact with the municipal manager and the chief financial officer. We're now across live to our reporter, Ayanda Mhlongo, for an update on the outcome of the ANC meeting in the province. Good evening to you, Ayanda. What can you tell us at the moment about her fate at this stage, Zandile Gumede's fate?
Flo, very good evening to you and good evening to our viewers. Well, the meeting, Flo, has just ended. The members of the ANC's Provincial Executive Committee meeting, you possibly will see some of them as they are leaving. And what we understand, Flo, in fact, just a minute ago before coming on air, we just spoke to the spokesperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, Ricardo Umtembu, who was quite upset with the fact that information had leaked. That was a starting point, saying that they did not want the information about the outcome of the meeting, which we understand, and we've spoken to several sources who were inside the meeting, that a decision has been made to recall the mayor of eThekwini, Zandile Gumede, and not only Gumede, but also we understand that this extends to the speaker of the municipality as well as the chief whip. They were not only looking at the eThekwini municipality, of course, they were also dealing with 11 municipalities, including eThekwini, and we understand that there are some decisions as well relating to at least two other municipalities here in the province where they are going to be recalling the executives in those municipalities. They also, Flo, had about 4 vacant positions where the mayors were elected to the provincial legislature, and so they needed to fill those positions. And what we understand is that the party has given those municipalities 14 days to make those to fill those vacant posts. But of course, the big story here that we have been following is that of eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede. Ricardo Umtembu saying he does not want to confirm anything that has been decided upon inside the meeting, and is saying tomorrow there is going to be a media briefing at 1 o'clock where they will then make the announcement to the public on the decision that they have taken, but our sources confirming to us that indeed eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede is going to be recalled.
All right. Well, I suppose it's too early then to ask you then if there are any sort of reactions at this point. I suppose everybody will be speaking with one voice and saying we should wait for that press conference tomorrow. But I mean, from the what sense, what feel are you getting there as you are there? Because there had been some divisions about what her fate would be. So I'm sure you can feel whether there's tensions or whether there's people that are happy. What do you feel when you are there right now?
Yeah, certainly, Flo. In fact, just seeing some of the leaders as they were coming out, we attempted to try and get a comment or just to speak to some of them to get an indication of how the meeting happened, how the meeting continued, and whether or not they were happy with the decisions. Many of them just brushing us off and saying they do not want to speak to us and they do not want to be seen as those who possibly may have leaked the information. There seems to be a lot of concern, Flo, as around the information having been leaked, and that they are unhappy about it. You'd know that, of course, once a decision has been made, it must be communicated to these affected individuals, which means initially what the ANC had told us is that it would then have to take a team to Mayor Zandile Gumede's home to inform her of the decision, but not only her, of course, but the other mayors as well. So one, they're quite upset about that, and many of them not wanting to speak. But Flo, we have been in communication with her supporters who are not here, but they have also been closely monitoring what has been happening, also relying on their sources. And one of the supporters of Zandile Gumede did say that they were expecting that this decision could be taken, saying that they are not surprised. However, they are going to be meeting to discuss a way forward. It's now really up to Gumede whether or not she is going to challenge this decision by the party. We also understand, Flo, and as I are saying this is speculation at the moment because we have not yet got official confirmation from the party, but we understand that the decision was not based on the bail conditions. And you know that one of the issues that was raised, and those that were for a recall even at last week's meeting, were using the strict bail conditions. The fact that she was not allowed to communicate with key officials in the municipality, namely the finance department, the legal department, as well as the supply chain department. Now, following the amendment of these conditions, and the court clarifying the fact that it had not made any mention of the fact that she could not work, basically allowing her now to go back to continue her work, but that she was still not allowed to speak to these officials, except that she could use the municipal manager as well as the chief financial officer if she wished to communicate to those officials. We understand that instead the ANC looked at the state of the municipality with the other, as I said, 11 municipalities, and it's based on those reasons that they then came to the determination that they would have to remove. But not only Gumede, as we said, we understand that the speaker is also going to, a decision has been made to recall the speaker as well as the chief whip, and then a decision will then be made on the municipal manager. But the recommendation was that these top executives of eThekwini must go.
All right, great work. Thanks, Ayanda Mhlongo, our reporter there. And of course, word is that the KZN ANC PC has agreed to axe eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede. But that confirmation, if it is true, will come to us at a press briefing at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So we will then get that announcement. That was Ayanda Mhlongo reporting for us there. Well,